Defining a function. In this video, we will look at the notation used for creating a function f of x and using functions. We'll go through the notation in defining a function, we'll evaluate the functions that we create, and last, we'll plot some of the functions that we create. In this video, we'll create two functions. The first one, f of x equals sine of x over x, and then the second one we'll call polynomial 1. Let's start by looking at the notation used to define our first function. Take a look and notice that there are a lot of details here. First, we have our function name f. We always use hard brackets when defining a function, as well as x underscore. This is Mathematica-specific notation. Parentheses are used for order of operations, and we must put the underscore after the variable for Mathematica to know that we're defining a function. Next, we use colon equals when defining our function. All of this here highlighted are Mathematica-specific notations that must be used when defining functions. It's a lot, so take a minute to absorb it. Next, we see just our function name, sine of x over x. We hit Shift-Enter, as was already done, and now Mathematica knows f as this function, sine of x over x. Let's go to step 2 and evaluate our function, and we'll come back to the second function. To evaluate f of pi over 2, we type in f pi over 2. Remember that we use brackets and not parentheses when using commands. We hold Shift-Enter, and we see the output is 2 over pi. Let's go back up and look at our second function, polynomial 1. You can call a function anything you want as long as it's not a pre-created command. So we type in polynomial 1 bracket x underscore colon equals and then the name of our function. We hold Shift and Enter, and now Mathematica knows polynomial 1 as a function. Let's evaluate polynomial 1 at 3. Just like before, we type in the name of our new function, bracket 3, Shift-Enter, and Mathematica has given us the output. Last, let's use our functions to create plots. If we want to plot, we just type in our function f of x. We'll pick the domain -7 to 7 for this example. We'll hit Shift-Enter, and we see the graph of our function. Notice this is the same graph as if I entered the function directly. We get the same thing. The same thing can be done for g of x. We'll plot it on the domain -5 to 5. And, oh, wrong name. Polynomial 1. And there we see our function.